Welcome back once again, my dear students. Today we are going to start with plant physiology. First of all, what is plant physiology? Plant physiology is that branch of botany which is concerned with the study of functioning of plants, how a plant is able to be alive. Okay, or you can say it is that branch of botany or that subdiscipline of botany which studies the physiological and biochemical functions of plants. Okay, now the very first topic that you have to study in this unit is means of transport. You know that every cell, it acquires the raw materials from the surroundings, and these raw materials are then converted into important organic compounds, okay, which a cell requires, and they also are utilized, they all also are used in the generation of energy. The waste materials or the byproducts that the cell generates during this process, they are expelled, they are released into the environment. Okay, that means the cell gets materials and produces the organic compounds and energy. The waste products or byproducts, they are released into the environment. This movement of materials into the cell and out of the cell, this is known as transport of materials. Okay, now the transport of materials can be with or without energy consumption. It can take place either with or without energy consumption. And accordingly, there are two types of transport. One is known as passive transport, and second one is known as active transport. First of all, passive transport. It is the transport of molecules or substances across plasma membrane without any energy expenditure. Example is simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Okay, here this is simple diffusion. The molecules or the particles, they are getting transferred to other side of the cell directly through the plasma membrane. This is known as simple diffusion. We have to deal with simple diffusion in detail. Then the facilitated diffusion, it is the movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration, but through special proteins which are known as channels and carriers. Okay, this is known as facilitated diffusion because in this type of diffusion, although the materials are moving from high concentration to low concentration, but their movement is being facilitated by these proteins which are present in the plasma membrane. Okay, another type is active transport. In active transport, the molecules are getting transferred from lower concentration here, this is the lower concentration side, to the higher concentration, and obviously for moving a substance from lower concentration to higher concentration, you need energy, and that energy is supplied in the form of ATP hydrolysis. Okay, so you can say it's the transport of molecules or substances across the plasma membrane against the concentration gradient, and it requires expenditure of energy. Example is sodium potassium pump. Now, what is diffusion? Diffusion simply means the movement of molecules or ions, whether they be of solid or liquid or gas, from the region of higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration till an equilibrium is achieved. For example, let's make it here. You have two sides. Okay, this side contains higher concentration of substance A, and there is low concentration of substance A. The particles of substance A will move in this direction, okay, till an equilibrium is achieved, till this side and this side gets equal quantity, equal number of particles of substance A. This is diffusion. Okay, the movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration till an equilibrium is achieved. In diffusion, the molecules move down the concentration gradient that I have already told you. Okay, that means they move down their chemical gradient, and the ions move down the concentration and electrical gradients. That means if you are talking of molecules, the molecules move down the concentration gradient only, and if you are talking of ions, they move both to, down the concentration gradient as well as electrical gradients. Okay, यहाँ पे मैं एक एग्जांपल दूंगा आपको. फॉर एग्जांपल, ये एक मॉलिक्यूल है, इस पे कोई चार्ज नहीं है. दे मूव ओनली डाउन द कंसंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट. ओके, यहाँ पे कंसंट्रेशन कम है तो मॉलिक्यूल्स यहाँ की ओर जाएंगे. नाउ इफ यू आर टॉकिंग ऑफ आयन्स, फॉर एग्जांपल सोडियम आयन है, और यहाँ पे सोडियम आयन है लेकिन कम है. The ions here, they have a tendency to move in this direction because of two things. One is the concentration of sodium positive ions is more here and less here, and second is that here you have more charge, here you have more positive charge, here you have less positive charge. Okay, so you can say that the movement of sodium positive ions is driven by both concentration as well as electrical gradients. And one very important point about diffusion is it is an effective means of transport of substances over short distances. Okay, this diffusion, it operates over short distance, it is not a long distance transport. This is very much important, you have to remember this point. The molecules, they move because of their inherent kinetic energy, which is known as motion energy. The molecules in diffusion, they move from one side to another side, one position to another position, because they possess the inherent kinetic energy. If they don't possess kinetic energy, they will not be able to move. Okay, the diffusing molecules or ions, they exert a pressure during diffusion, which is known as diffusion pressure. Now you know that the molecules or ions, they possess the kinetic energy, and it is because of this kinetic energy they are able to move from one side to another side. Okay, and because of this inherent kinetic energy, they exert a pressure which is known as diffusion pressure. Now what is diffusion pressure? We will discuss it. Now diffusion pressure, the potential ability of a molecule or ion to diffuse from its higher concentration region to its lower concentration region, this is known as diffusion pressure. Okay, so you can say diffusion pressure is the ability of a molecule or an ion to move from its higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, this is known as diffusion pressure. So this is all about the concept of diffusion. I hope you all understand this. See you soon next time with the factors that affect diffusion. Till then, stay blessed and thank you.